Could I have my presentation, please? Yes. Very good afternoon to the respected dais and all the eminent fellow delegates assembled here from all over the sugar and global world. Friends, there is a distinct difference between giving a PowerPoint presentation and delivering a keynote address. You know what? I don't have to answer any questions on the conclusion of my address. So, I'm going to go bonkers. At the outset, compliments to the team ChiniMandi for not only organizing this mega event, but for coining the apt theme of explore, innovate, and sustain. I picked up that here. And nothing starts or ends without India. So, I set the tone with India. Yes. The sugar world has nicknamed India as the epicenter of global sugar. You know, whatever happens here in India, in terms of area, crop shift, La Nina or El Nino impact, government policies, government policy interventions, etc., 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 it sends ripples all over the sugar world. Well, more on this when we visit India. India stands as the world's second largest sugar producer. As you know, it contributes over 18% of the global sugar production. India holds the position of the largest consumer of sugar with a weightage of more than 16% in global sugar consumption. You know, no wonder why we Indians are very sweet people. We eat a lot of sweet ourselves. The absence of India in the international market normally results significant surge in the sugar prices globally, which we have recently seen how it happened. The moment India was off the international market, the prices started soaring. Brazil is capitalizing on India's absence by achieving record sugar production and exports in the current season. As you may be knowing, the sugar ratio of Brazil has broken the record of last 17 years. First time it has gone above. India is strategically shifting focus towards diverting sugar into ethanol production rather than prioritizing export. But mind you, friends, till the ethanol prices are more lucrative, India will absent from the world sugar market. That's my take. This shift aligns with the Brazilian model, which prioritizes ethanol production over sugar exports. In the hindsight, sugar season 22-23, had Joint Secretary been here, I would have emphasized on this point. I'm a strong believer that more profitable it would have been for us if the sugar mills were allowed to make exports instead of producing ethanol. Just food for thought. Friends, 80% of India's sugar production is confined to only 3 states. As some of my overseas friends here, the state is a province. So 3 provinces, Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, and Karnataka. In that sense, these are the 3 states. They play the role of India's epicenter. India is the epicenter of global sugar, whereas India's epicenter lies in these 3. Look at the numbers. I'm not going to repeat the numbers, but what I'm going to say is, green colored is Uttar Pradesh, did 35.65% in 2021, followed by Maharashtra, 32.33%, and Karnataka, 13.33%. Of course, the rest of the other states make 18.70% in 2021. Now come 21-22, Maharashtra surpassed Uttar Pradesh, came to 38.20%, then followed by Uttar Pradesh 28.49%, and Karnataka 17.09%, and others 16.22%. But something very interesting happened in 22-23. Look at Maharashtra and UP numbers. Neck to neck race was going on. And finally, Maharashtra scored over them. In terms of percentage, 31.81% of the entire India's sugar production came from Maharashtra, and UP recorded 31.66%, and Karnataka 5.98%, and rest 6.11%. Okay, let's look at the global. In global, what I've done, I've just selected 5 top players of global and what's happening there. The largest sugar producers, obviously Brazil, we call it World Sugar Dada. Dada is the leader. In Indian language, we call Dada. So they are the World Sugar Dada with 24%, India 18%, followed by EU, Thailand, China. And the largest sugar consumers, obviously India, has been there in this position for very long. We in India eat a lot of sweets thanks to series of multi-religious functions throughout the year. In India, throughout the year, some functions, some wedding, some festivals of some religion comes across, and we continue to lead the consumption with 16% and followed by EU, China, USA, and Brazil. The largest cane sugar producer is, of course, Brazil. We have, as you know, between sugar cane and beet, the major area is under sugar cane, which Brazil 30%, followed by India, Thailand, China, and Pakistan. Then we come to the beet sugar. Where does it stand? European Union, of course, with 40% is leading. Russia Federation 17, USA 11, Turkey 8, and Egypt requiring all cold climate. So India is not appearing here, neither the Brazil. Now we come to it's not operating, is it? Can somebody help me with this? ये दबा रहा हूं मैं. Okay. Check the battery. There's always a technical snag, as they say. Well, that will give us some time to think over about the 5-6 slides that I went about. And of course, I'm going to be here today and tomorrow, so even if there is no opportunity to ask questions on this. Okay, great. What I'm typically, in a given year, friends, there is roughly about 60 to 65 million tons tradable surplus taking place. The surplus countries export, the deficit countries import. So what's happening on the raw sugar? Brazil, 57% of the raw sugar exports they do. Mind you, their domestic consumption is just 6%. And therefore, they are the largest exporter. They have to export. The amount of sugar that they produce, they cannot consume locally. Followed by India, Thailand, Australia, and Mexico. And what's happening in white sugar? India is the largest exporter, followed by Thailand, Brazil, and UAE. Of course, Guatemala has a small share there. Now, the raw sugar importers, you'll see the major importing markets are located in Asian continents. And this logistic advantage was capitalized by India in 21-22 in exporting record 11 million tons. Because the entire importing nations are nearby, and so we have the logistic advantage, and we took that fully in both the cases. Yeah, not going ahead. Okay. और पीछे हाँ बस इसका आगे वाला ठीक है. Cane sugar contributes, as I have told you, 80% of the total global sugar production. Beet share is 20%, but world average per capita consumption is just about 22.1%, which is almost matching with India now, the per capita consumption part. Okay, that was top fly global. The one slide which we skipped was top fly 5 global ethanol players. Here also you'll see world's ethanol dada again is USA with 54%, entire coming from corn ethanol, followed by Brazil, 28%, both cane and corn, EU, China, India, and others. As you know, during India's G20, the Global Biofuel Alliance has been formed by top two and India, which is one of the most significant accomplishments of G20. We all witnessed that. You can go. Okay, come to the next one. Yeah, use of feedstocks for production of ethanol. Grain, of course, is 33%. In grain, obviously, corn is major, but in India, we do use rice and damaged food grains. And cane and beet, molasses takes 64%, and sugar beet is 1%. Cassava, of course, is having 1%. Now, government through NAFED is on a corn procurement mission to achieve 20% EBP by the end of next year. It's going to be quite challenging, 20%. And we all know we are already in 24, and we have a time limit of just end of next year. Next, please. Next slide. No, before that. Top ethanol, iske pehle wala lena. No, pehle. Go back. Exporters, right. See, the top ethanol exporters, all the figures are right in there in front of you. USA, we call world's ethanol dada, is 47% of exports take place from there, followed by Brazil, Europe, plus UK and Pakistan. Next, please. Now we look at, next, please. Importers. Who are the countries which are importing ethanol? EU and UK has 29%, followed by Canada, Japan, USA, and Philippines. Next, please. Yes, now we come to India again. And in the corner, you are seeing that glimpse. Maybe it is hidden behind the coaches here. But that comes the epicenter of global sugar. Let's see what's happening in India. And everybody is curious to know about that. Next, please. Well, India, broadly, it is divided into two climate zones. One is tropical, the other one is subtropical. The tropical is right in front of you. 59% share of total sugar production of India comes from Gujarat, Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Telangana, and Tamil Nadu. These are the tropical states. And this zone is on the strength of specific agroclimatic conditions, which is deemed to be more conducive for sugarcane cultivation. Why tropical is scoring over subtropical region? Because it has the favorable agroclimatic conditions. Next, please. Let's look at the subtropical. Punjab, Haryana, Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, and Bihar. They form about 41% of the total sugar production, which is based again on that. Next, please. Yes, this is something which is what's happening right now. In India, we have the sugar season starting October, ending September. It's currently in progress. Area of 5.9 million hectares. Friends, I think more or less, in my opinion, it is plateaued. I don't think it will go very much high, at the most 6 million hectares. Cane production, 434 metric tons, obviously. The yield, 74 tons per hectare is something. There is a scope for improvement, and the efforts are on in that direction. We have number of mills, 520, which comprises of cooperative mills, private mills, public sector mills. Gross recovery is coming to 10% only because the aversion to ethanol has impacted the country's average sugar recovery. Sugar production net of ethanol, this is my figure, 31.40. This is one figure. Since morning I have been asked about my figure. I said, just wait. This is the figure which currently my federation has come to conclusion. Domestic sugar consumption again is more or less stagnated, friends. It's not growing, neither it is dropping. So I've taken the figure of 28.5 million tons. Exports, there must be some question here. Where is the export taking place when there is an export ban? I see that small quantities of exports taking place, G2G and TRQ, where there are some small quantities of neighboring countries being met on the political consideration. So I'm considering only 0.1 million tons likely to be exported before September. Ethanol supply by the sugar mills will be 1.57 billion liters. But what is worrying me is the ethanol blending percentage, just 10.50% as of now. And we were aiming to achieve much more than that. We wanted to do 12% this year to achieve 15% by the end of this year, and then 20% by the end of next year. But it's a big challenge to attain 20% by the end of next year, but let's see what best is possible to be done. Next, please. Yeah, this is that infamous Indian swing, which sends tremors across the global show. If you see from 17, 18.6 to 3.8, 5.9, 7.2, look at the climb. 11 million tons we did in 21, 22, and straightway dropped down to 6.4. But mind you, this drop is not because of industry's inefficiency. It is because of the government policy. We were asked not to export beyond 6.4. And this year, again, a further drop down to 0.1. So this swing is something which world is always afraid, scared, curious, wanting to know really what is the export policy, and so on and so forth. But one point to be noted, friends, here, before I go to the next slide, is that India has the capability to attain robust export in conducive circumstances. The moment we have good production, we have market, we have created brand, and we will be there in the global market. Mark my word. Next, please. Yeah. Now, this is the balance sheet, much sought after numbers. I have updated it as late as yesterday night, that is 31st January 24. The 22-23 actual figures are shown in amber color, and blue color is estimated for 23-24. Opening stock, I'm just coming to 23-24, 5.7, and gross sugar production 33, and the total availability is 38.8 for 23-24, in which because of the government intervention, the diversion for ethanol is limited to 1.7. We are trying our best to open up to the second tranche, but as of now, no. Net sugar production, that same figure, 31.4, and domestic consumption, you already known, exports, and what is more important is the last figure, 8.5 million. I really wish JS sir was here to see this. We are going to have a closing stock of 8.5, and India is comfortable only with 6 million tons. 2.5 million tons more stock is going to be there. What are you going to do with this? Elections are there at its own place, but we must try to get rid of this excess stock. Otherwise, it will climb on our head. And therefore, give us the second tranche of ethanol, where B-heavy molasses, which is lying with the mills, can be utilized for this. And if possible, some exports. But I know, I'm talking just 2 or 3 months prior to election declaration. But as an industry person, I'm worried about this closing stock of 8.5 million tons, and something has to be done on this. And let's see if with your wishes and our efforts, if another second tranche of 1.5 to 2 million tons of sugar subsumption into ethanol is allowed, maybe this inventory can be brought down to some extent. Next, please. Yeah, this is my last slide. What I've tried to do is try to present to you the latest crushing report as of yesterday night. Total number of sugar mills in operation are 517. I've taken note of 5 mills of Karnataka have closed. 1 mill of Gujarat has stopped crushing. They have concluded their season. And therefore, this number has come to 517. Total cane crushed is 463. Compared to last year, if you see, next number, 478. It's not much of a difference. Sugar production also 18.7 against last year's same date 19.3. Average sugar recovery is almost same. And my estimated sugar production for the end of the season is 31.4 against 33 of last year. And the current crushing season, pan-India, may conclude, my guess, it depends on state to state, but my own conclusion is that by end April or mid of May, we will see the end of this year's crushing season. Next, please. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. And may I invite Jeetu Shah to please come and present a token of our appreciation to our speaker, Shri Prakash Naiknavare, the MD of National Federation of Cooperative Sugar Factories Limited.